La da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da. Christopher frickin' Robin is written by Alex Ross Perry, Tom McCarthy, and Alison Schroeder. It's directed by Mark Forster and stars Ewan McGregor, Haley Atwell, Bonte Carmichael, and a frick ton of voice actors. Now you may remember me stating that if it's not a Princess reboot, a classic reboot, a Star Wars, or a Marvel movie, then this movie is just basically destined to fail. But what I failed to mention is that there's a little niche of a subgenre that Disney has carved out for themselves. Sort of a weird book-to-film historical retelling of something related to a source material. In this case, Winnie the Pooh. Oh, bother. I don't know why, but I took one look at that movie poster and I was like, Saving Mr. Banks. Now, was Saving Mr. Banks a better movie? Unquestionably. But does that designate this movie to be DOA in its subgenre? Well, I'd say the first determinant is the characters. Winnie Pooh and the gang are here in real life. And holy dang, these guys, they don't just look real, they're well realized. That's important. How often does that happen with such beloved characters? And it's done right. My only complaint, and it's really a nitpick, tell me if I'm crazy, but Tigger looked a little faded. He didn't look as recognizable as the other characters. Could it be because he's outside all the time and so the sun has bleached his fur? I don't know. I mean, if that be the case, then that's accurate and pretty cool. Christopher Robin was pretty well fleshed out, and the members of his family and him interacting, their relevance was there enough to keep the film's plot stitched together. Did you see what the acting? It's there. It really is. But, you know, the thing is, Disney has always struggled with these live-action Disney movies and having just really dull acting. Is it better here? Sure. Just not quite good enough. I mean, it's what we want. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, people. I mean, other than Pirates of the Caribbean, these movies just scream, I don't give a crap. Earth to Disney. You can make more money on these movies if you made good ones. But luckily, this movie doesn't fall in that subgenre. Ewan McGregor was pretty good in this movie, even though he really doesn't need to try. He just is good in pretty much everything. But there's surely one way to tank your acting pool. Kids! She was fine. There were a couple of background kid actors that they might as well have been wearing parkas, screaming, I can't act! The dialogue. One word. Pooh. Pooh. No, not that Pooh. Obviously, Pooh Bear. Everything that comes out of the guy's mouth is just pure revelation. And for that matter, the entire gang. It's touching, it's charming, it's enlightening, and it's hilarious. The story. All of the things that you have come to expect from a Winnie the Pooh movie, and of course, it works. In good old Winnie the Pooh fashion, just makes for an interesting concept. Seeing Pooh and an adult Christopher Robin interact, it makes for a juxtaposition that is relevant. Particularly with how old fans are that were fans of the original show, there's kind of a void there to be filled. It just made for a Winnie the Pooh movie that was more relatable to a wider audience. Instead of just catering to the kids, it can now cater to anybody. I mean, it always has been able to, but this movie just kind of brings it to the forefront. And it's like, hey, guess what? Winnie the Pooh is relevant no matter how old you are. And if anything, acknowledging that we were kids at some point is good enough a reason to tell this story. Predictability. Truthfully, not a single unexpected thing in this movie. And frankly, this movie probably could have benefited from some surprises. Morale. There's really nothing to elaborate on. It's everywhere and you're going to appreciate it. Especially if you are or ever were a Winnie the Pooh fan. You should expect to get all of the heartstring tugging, tear-jerking, oh bother moments you were expecting. I am putting this beloved movie at number 196. So Christopher Robin, yeah, go see it. But why not? Why not? It's a good and more original live-action movie from Disney, which you just don't get these days. I know you've probably already seen the daggum movie, but I still want to hear your thoughts on it, what you thought about it. Did you cry? Did you laugh? If you didn't, then it sounds like you need a little bit of happiness in your life, which means it's the red button that's underneath here somewhere. That will give you notifications for tear-jerking, heart-tugging, oh bother videos. Don't want to bother with these ones. Yeah. MovieSlayer out.